Hello. Recently, I was working on a project where we had to look at some of the job titles of a large corporation and do some sort of job sizing and reassignment as well as calculate new salaries for people. So one of the challenges that I found while I was doing this is there were multiple job titles that essentially mean the same thing. For example, you could have a general manager and then another job title would be general manager procurement, and then one more job title would be general manager Auckland office. But in reality, they all mean the same thing. It's just that maybe when the organization was creating these jobs, they just went and created a new title to distinguish the employees from one to another for some sort of a reporting or internal classification purposes. But for the sake of this particular analysis and report and modeling that I was developing, I had to find out a way to see that all these general managers are essentially one and same, so they all map back to the original job title that says general manager. So how would you actually solve this problem in Excel? That's my challenge to you. I'll pause here, go and I'll demonstrate the data problem in Excel, and then I'll give you a minute to think about it. You can pause the YouTube video and then go and solve it, and then keep watching to see the solutions. In the solution section, I will explain two different ways to solve this problem. One is to use, of course, Excel formulas, and the other is to use Power Query, which will altogether eliminate writing any sort of formulas and still get the clean-cut job title. Okay, so over to Excel. So here is the problem. We have some data here. For example, you have your job titles like procurement analyst, Auckland, major projects, and GMO branch. They all should map back to that particular title, right? It need not be the very first title, and this list may not be sorted, so that's one of the things, but the original title will be one of the job titles. The only assumption that you can make is that the job title will be at the front. So for example, all these are procurement analysts and they all begin with procurement analyst, and there could be any number of words or letters, characters after that. That's the only assumption that you could make. And for example, this is personal assistant slash executive office are one and same. That's personal assistant, and that one also. So how would you go and do it? You can use either Excel or Power Query or VBA or something else altogether to solve it. Go and try to solve this problem in Excel. If you would like to get a sample data set, just look at the description of this video. There will be a link for that file, and go and grab a copy of the data set and give it a go. Okay, I hope you are back to check out my way of solving this. If you have had some struggle solving the problem but you are nearly successful, I encourage you to don't bother listening to rest of the video and still go and try this, because this is a kind of challenge that is very interesting to understand and explore, and it kind of helps you learn new formulas or new techniques in Excel. This is how I learn Excel. I try to challenge myself by doing something that is quite unique or not ordinary, and then that's how you will learn and understand how to work with these tools better. Okay, that said, let's take a look at the problem. I got two solutions. One is through using formulas and the other is to using Power Query. We will go through each of them. Let's go with the formula approach. The formula approach means at each cell, I'm really looking for which other cells contain which other cell has a phrase or in this case the job title that is included in this job title, right? So for example, in procurement analyst, it's fairly straightforward because this is one-to-one match. But let's take a look at this procurement analyst Auckland. What we are really looking for is there any other job title that that is entirely included in this job title. So obviously that check would fail for all of these titles, because none of these titles are in this title, but only that title can be there. So there are some Excel formulas that can answer these questions on one-on-one basis. For example, if I want to ask a question like I got two job titles, I'll just copy them here as values, and then I can ask the question using find procurement analyst in this, and then the answer would be 1. Right, so that means procurement analyst could be found within the F4 cell, right? Whereas if I were to place the procurement analyst GMO branch there, then I would get an error, right? Hash value error, because find could not find that match there. So one way to kind of see if this is working or not is to just put, because all we care about is there a match. So we could use isError around find, and that would simply give me a true or false. True means there is an error, and false means there is an error, there is not an error. That means the match is found. So essentially one simple way to look at this problem is, within this list, for each job title, I want to find which other jobs titles are entirely included in this job title, and then get a list of true or false values. For each job title, I want to get a list of true or false values, and then look up the very first false value, and that would be my matching job, because the idea here is there will only be one true job title that can be mapped. There is not going to be multiple like ambiguous things here. So these are all will be mapped to procurement analyst, right? So that's the logic that I used. So if I can find such a false value within all the checks, then I can get the corresponding job title. So let me unhide the answer sheet so that I can talk through the approach here. This is the formula that I'm using. It's quite big. I will walk through the formula one step at a time. There are a couple of things happening here other than the find and isError logic there. So let's see. One of the problems with the find isError is for procurement. Let's take a look at this project office analyst example here. When I'm looking for this, it will match with itself, because that's the only job title that contains in it, the whole thing in itself. But if I go to project office analyst Sydney, this job title is found in two places, right? This satisfies the criteria twice. One is the job title project office analyst is entirely included in this job title, and then this job title also is entirely included in itself. So for every job we'll have at least one, but some of them will have two hits, and when they have one hit, then we just want that job. But when they have two hits, we want the hit that is not the one that is in itself. So for example, here we are not really looking for the job title this, we are looking for that job, and because the list may not be sorted, it could be above or below. But if I use match or Vlookup or other formulas to find that, then it would only look for the value that is the first value. So that's where this entire logic comes. It kind of looks a little roundabout, but what we are looking for is, let's go from here. We are looking to find the job title within the current job title. So we are trying to see all the blue job titles. Does any of them can be found within this job title itself, right? That's what the find does. You can select this bit of the formula alone, the find formula, and then you can press Control equal to evaluate that to see what the results would be. It would come up with a bunch of 1 and hash values, because all of them will be errors. I think it may be a good idea to check this from an in-between value, not the very first one, so that you could actually see everything working in a nice way. So we select this, and then we say Control equal to, I can see, and now when you do the Control equal to trick, it's important that you select the entire formula. The expression needs to be valid expression. You can't select any extra brackets or commas, and it will not work otherwise, right? So it will say that this project office analyst Sydney is found in two places. One is project office analyst, that job title can be found within this, and then this job title is also matching with itself, because the find of that and that will be there because it contains it, the word in itself, the phrase will contain, right? So that's that. And then what I'm doing is I'm checking if any of these are errors. So all of these hash values will become true, and then the one where there is a match found will become false. So that's the next bit. So control equal to, that will be a bunch of true and false values. And then what we want is we want to find the first false value. But because the list may not be sorted, what if this project office analyst word is further down? Then it will not match that. It will stop here and then say that. So that's why I'm using not formula on it to turn all the trues to false and vice versa. So we get a bunch of true values. And then I'm also adding an additional check, which is the job title should not be same, right? So this will be job title not equal to job title will be essentially, it will be true for all the values except that one, right? So that will be true except for that. And then you have a bunch of false true values, two sets of values. If you multiply them, you will get wherever there is false in both, or at least one false, it will be 0, and where there is true in both places, you will get 1. So that's how Boolean multiplication works. And then we look for the matching one in that list. So this is a very roundabout way of going where we want, but those of you who have done some work with array formulas or some product or one of those things, you will find that this is fairly natural. And then once this is there, then we are matching that and then returning. But what if it cannot be found, in which case there will be an error? That's where the if error formula comes. There will be an error when the job title is the one that we are looking for, like procurement analyst. That's the job that we want, but because we had this not equal to thingy, this entire match will be oops, should have selected all of that, I guess. That entire match formula will come up with a one big hash NA, because it cannot find any other job that has procurement analyst word just alone. So it'll come up with this, and that's when we are saying, oh, if you cannot find anything, that means this is the job, right? That's the job that is very unique, so get it back. And that's where the if error formula is. Okay, if your head hurts from all of these array formulas, then I have a good news for you, which is we don't have to put up with any of this. We could simply use Power Query to get the answer as well. And that's by far my favorite way of solving these kind of problems. Unfortunately, with the client engagement where I was doing this, they do not yet have Power Query. So I had to build the array formula there, and that's where my thing came up. So all we do is we select this data and load it into Power Query. You could load it directly from here or from a SQL query or something like that. Okay, so here is Power Query, and you could see that it has loaded my data. And so for each job title, our find approach within array formula in Excel, what we were doing is we are taking each job title and then essentially checking it against all the other job titles, including in itself, right? So what we are doing is, if there are 16 jobs, we are doing 16 times 16, 256 checks. So that kind of thing is like Cartesian product, right? You have a list, and then you, for each item in the list, you have all the items in that list again. So that's what you're doing. You're cross joining the tables essentially. So that's what we will do here. Then I'll go to add column, custom column. Okay, in the custom column, all I will do is simply type source. I'm referring to a step that was previous, right? So this will give me a table in a custom column. The table would be the entire source table, whatever was the table in the earlier state. So it kind of seems weird, but this is a simple way to do the cross join without having to duplicate tables. Okay, so and then what we want is we want to just extract the job title part. We don't need to extract the other bits there, because this is what you usually have. And then for each job title, you list all the job titles again. That's what we're doing. And then what we want is we simply want to do the check here, right? This job title, is it contained in that job title? That's what we are checking. So we go here, we go to add conditional column, and then I can add a condition column name called matching, and if job title contains, select column, and then this column would be custom job title, the new job title, then output would be yes, else no. So this is similar to our find which when used inside is error, coming up with true or false. This is kind of that. So this is saying yes there, and then I'll probably just remove this and that column as well. We don't need those for now, so that we could actually see everything here, right? So this says yes there, that's the matching one, and then here it is saying procurement analyst Auckland. This is yes for that and yes for this as well, right? And within Power Query, we don't have to worry about whether the value is found before or after. One simple way is because we are doing the match from the left side, so procurement analyst will always come before procurement analyst Auckland. All I have to do is sort this table, and then that would be easy. In my case, I'm not worrying because we don't even have that situation, but you can go to the source step, apply a sort order, and then that would kind of eliminate that problem altogether. So once this is done, we will just filter this for yes only, right? Obviously there will be some duplicates, right? Procurement analyst is listed twice for Auckland because it's matching with both this and that. And then once this is done, I can right click on this and then say remove duplicates. So the second value or third value, whichever, how many ever there are, they will all go, and then this is the list that I end up with. I can just simply call this as matching job title, and then I can write this thing as well, and then remove, publish this table, bing bong, done, right? How awesome is Power Query? Because what we have done essentially is we did not write a single array formula, and we were still able to match job titles that had some sort of a pattern, but not so sensible from an Excel perspective. But Power Query was able to just power through that and get me the answers in just few seconds. Right? The beauty of this is if your data changes, if you're running a new query to get more jobs, all you have to do is run this through Power Query, and then it will filter, and then it'll give me that. Thanks so much for watching this, and see you again some other time. Bye bye.